Hey everyone, it's Sabrina.
And I'm Staci.
And we are
Homeschooled by Two Chicks.
This podcast is brought to you by Vitali Inspection Services.
In our podcast, we are going to be educating and entertaining our listeners with topics such as
local businesses, real estate agents. We'll be discussing topics such as charities and the charity that was founded by Carlo Vitali, as well as talking to our inspectors and the gadgets that they use.
Did you hear that? It's Inspector Vitali and his crew. It must be time for another home inspection. I'm sure they'll check your chimney too. Look at oil tanks and radon levels. Gotta check sewer lines are clear. Termites and pesky bugs, beware. Inspector Vitali and his crew will be there.
Hey everyone, so we are here today with John Terebey from Berkshire Hathaway in Princeton. John, tell us a little bit about how you got started in real estate.
So I got started after high school. I went to Mercer County Community College. My first semester there, I was in real estate school, passed the test, and hit the ground running.
That's awesome. And how long have you been doing this?
I'm in my 9th year now.
9 years. And how old are you?
27.
Woo, got started nice and young. But you are also doing something else in all of your spare time because we know how not busy you are. You're so busy that you don't have a lot of free time, but you do have a little something you do on the side. So what is that? Tell us a little bit about your special hobby.
Yes. So I've been buying houses with myself personally, as well as with a group of a couple of buddies of mine. So we've got a few different ways that we go about it. We buy some long-term investments that we rent out, which would be like longer-term leases. Rent out to college kids. They're a lot more like, cash flow heavy, as well as, we've now opened up our portfolio to STRs, short-term rentals. So we own a couple of places down by the shore that we've had a massive success with. We just started that this year.
That's great.
Yeah.
And what do you plan? What are your plans? Like your goals are you trying to get a certain amount of properties in the area? You want to expand outside of New Jersey? What are you thinking?
Yeah. So my biggest goal over the last few years was to get 10 houses by 30, but now I'm going on my 9th house now.
Okay.
So I'm kind of coming up to that goal. So I've got to reassess everything. But I think the main goal is we've got, the long-term rental, which is our college facet of our portfolio that we're, scaling up. But unfortunately, with prices where they are this year, we haven't really had the ability to transact too often. So we started the short-term rental, and that's kind of taken off. Originally, I bought my own place down there, started Airbnb-ing it. Then I brought it to the guys that I invest with. And so we bought a place this year, got the ball rolling, started to learn, because the investment's completely different, because now you have to essentially provide the guest that comes to your house everything they need to enjoy a vacation house.
Right.
So all of your common necessities, all of the furniture, the whole 9 yards. So it's a completely different facet of the business, which we're currently trying to scale. So we're looking into other areas that would be interesting from an Airbnb perspective, while still actively trying to grow our longer term rental market in college areas. So one thing that we've realized, so the biggest thing that we've always invested in was cash flow, because you need cash coming through the business in order to scale. If you don't have any cash coming in and you're just betting on profits, the issue is God forbid you run into something that doesn't work out, you're set back quite a bit, because all that money you were counting on, you can't actually realize.
Right.
Versus, if you're cash flowing, so you're paying off all of your liabilities, which would be your mortgage, your taxes, your insurance, etc., and then you're generating a profit on top of that. That's all money you can use to reinvest and scale your business.
Okay.
So that's how we've bought everything. That's, kind of what we die by is, you want to cash flow as much as possible. What we've been looking at is our largest expense across all of our properties are taxes.
Right.
Because in New Jersey, property taxes are crazy, which I'm sure everybody can relate to.
Yes, they can.
So what we're trying to do is reduce that liability. So we're looking in Pennsylvania, we're looking in other states, Like I was looking at Nashville quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
For like a short-term rental that's like super popular for bachelorette parties
Yes.
and just people going down to vacations.
Yes, definitely.
Florida is a really interesting market, but it's tough because once you break into these markets, it's an area that I don't know. New Jersey, I know like the back of my hand.
Right.
So
And you can't be there all the time.
100%.
Right.
But it's actually not too bad because the short-term stuff, I've got a cleaning lady that I count on. It's a lot easier because people aren't there. People aren't in your property long enough to really cause havoc.
Right.
And you can really, you can pick and choose based on reviews who you want to rent to. If somebody has a bunch of bad reviews because they're throwing parties, well, obviously those are not the guests we want in our place. Versus a lot of the clientele that we've been allowing stay in our Airbnb have been a little bit older. They're coming down for family vacations, etc. And it's nice because I think we're in a demographic and, just based on our rent, because it's a lot higher per night. We're getting anywhere between $650 to $850 a night, which is huge.
Yeah.
So most younger kids can't, afford that.
Right.
So you naturally get rid of any sort of riffraff.
Right.
Cleaning lady takes care of everything. So like we've essentially handled everything virtual. She goes in, she cleans everything up, she restocks. We handle all of our restocking through like an Instacart. So all the toilet paper, all the paper towels, all the spices all get delivered to the house, and the cleaning lady puts it inside.
Okay.
She'll take care of the house. She'll let us know if anything needs to happen. We've got a handyman out there that we trust. And then the same thing on the long-term side was we just brought on a property manager at the beginning part of this year because we finally got to enough houses where it made sense. And they handle everything on a day-to-day basis. So like any calls we get, any turnover we have, they handle everything, which allows us to have more time to find more deals and scale the business.
That's great. That's an amazing, sounds like you have it really rocking and rolling now too. So how many investment properties do you have at this point?
We're up to 9 now.
9, you said. Okay.
Yeah.
And did you just acquire one, or you're in the process?
Yeah, so we're in the process of, that would actually be our 9.
Okay.
So we're in the process. We just put it under contract. So it's right up the road from the college. It's got, plenty of space for kids. It is going to need a little bit of work. Likely I'll have to do the kitchen there and, closing the pool just from like a liability risk.
Right.
But it's a place that I think we'll always rent. We'll have, we'll retain value over the years, which is nice, and should give us the type of cash flow that we're looking for when we analyze some of these deals.
That's a great thing.
That's
oh my
awesome.
gosh. And we'll have to follow up.
Yeah,
with
I
that.
was just going to say, you're going to do a follow-up?
Yes.
Live video?
Yes. So we will definitely keep track of what's going on with your little side hustle.
Yes.
Because it's very intriguing. And I think that, like you said, even though the market is what it is, you can still do that kind of thing if you seek it out and you do your research basically, right?
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting because kind of what got me into it was there's like a big difference between, a large income and building wealth. It's like if you look at even like athletes, they're a classic example of where you make a whole boatload of money,
right?
Which is great. I mean, fine, if you make $2, $3, $4 million in a year, like that's great. But if you spend it all, it's worthless,
right?
Like you're only as good as, your last game that you played or your last commission, the last house you sold,
right?
Which is, really difficult because now you put a lot of pressure on yourself.
Sure.
Versus building wealth, when you buy an asset and it continues to pay you back, you can count on that on a day-to-day basis. And then that's really how you scale. You're now paying down the asset. You can leverage that to buy more places. You've always got something you can count on,
right? Versus,
oh my gosh, I've got to go kill myself for 12 hours just to go sell a couple more houses. It's a much different way of thinking about
Absolutely. Well, look at who's getting homeschooled today. We got homeschooled by John Terebey and got some really information today. So thank you for joining us. We know how busy you are.
Yes.
And we can't wait to follow up live on the new property.
What was your link for your HGTV show?
Oh, I'll send it to you guys so that way you can put it in the bio.
Because you were on that House Hunter show recently.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, but I don't know exactly what the link is.
Oh, so just look up a House Hunters.
So I have it on my Instagram. It's right in my bio, but I'll also send it to you guys so you can share it.
And
but
spell
it's like
your
a YouTube
spell
link.
your name for us, please.
Yes, it's John, and my last name is Terebey, Terebey. Everybody
Awesome.
forgets the 30.
Well, thanks again for joining us.
Of
Thanks,
course,
John.
thanks for having me.
Follow you soon. We'll be following you around your investment properties. Thanks again, John.
Hey everyone, so today's Vitali tidbit is a quote from Brianna Weist. It is, sometimes you get what you want, other times you get a lesson in patience, timing, alignment, empathy, compassion, faith, perseverance, resilience, humility, trust, meaning, awareness, resistance, purpose, clarity, grief, beauty, and life. Either way, you win. Hope you all enjoy yourselves. Have a great rest of your day. Be happy, be healthy, and be safe.